That sounds fun. That sounds fun.
Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of That Sounds Fun, The Seasons. I'm your host, Annie F. Downs, and I am so happy to be here with you today. Today on the show, we're answering a really fun question with some very fun friends. The question is, what should I take with me from spring into summer? But before we dive into today's show, I want to tell you about one of our incredible partners. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Y'all know I love the dudes in my life, my guy friends, my bros, the men in my family, the dudes who listen to the show. I can tell being a man comes with some burdens and some pressures. And here is the thing. Real strength isn't about pushing through alone. It's about being brave enough to say, hey, I need some help. And that is where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp has over 30,000 licensed therapists, and they've helped more than 5 million people around the world. It's totally online, easy to use, super flexible, and you can hop into a session right from your phone or a computer. If you're feeling the pressure or if someone you love is, please take the first step. You don't have to carry it alone. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. My friends get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/thatsoundsfun. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/thatsoundsfun. Today on the show, y'all are in for such a treat. You've been asking for these guests for a long time. And today, my new friends, Ben and Erin Napier from the HGTV show Hometown and Hometown Takeover are here. Listen, Ben posted on Instagram not too long ago saying they wanted to do more podcasts and asking which one they should do. And y'all showed up in his comments. I got tagged so many times, so thank you. So of course, we all worked to make this happen. You're going to love getting to know Ben and Erin more and hearing how their work and their shows have not only revitalized families, but entire towns, y'all. You know we love talking about revival around here, and we are going there today. The work God's put in front of them isn't just captivating millions on TV. It is changing the future of small towns. I could jump out of my chair. I so believe in what they are doing, having kingdom impact. I cannot wait for y'all to hear this one. So if you're following along in your TSF Seasons guidebook, we are on page 57. We're getting so close to the official start of summer, which means new guidebook pages are coming. If you don't have a copy of the guidebook with our winter and spring pages, you can purchase yours at anniefdowns.com/seasons. And our summer pages will be emailed to you on June 16th. So now here is my conversation about a different kind of revival with my friends, Ben and Erin Napier.
That sounds fun.
Ben, okay, we're just going to go. Ben, I watched the entire Sebring season this weekend, and I'm not a crier, and I cried every episode because y'all are doing like revival work. Like this is like spiritual revival work. Does it feel that way when you're doing it?
It does to us, but
Yes.
we wonder if it does to everyone else on our team. We don't know. But it's
We work with plenty of non-believers.
Yeah.
And I'm sure plenty of our audience are non-believers, but I think we often hear people say they recognize something about our faith in the work that we're doing. And that feels like a good thing.
yesterday was, I don't know when this will air, but yesterday was Mother's Day, and we were we had been at the beach, and the girls wanted to go to Lulu's for lunch, which sounded terrible to mommy, but
It sounded like chaos, but we did it.
and the food was good.
The
It
food
was
is
fine.
always good.
But we were there, and the family that was sitting next to us, Aaron got up with the girls to go and play, and they were like, "We didn't want to bother you, but we love the show, and your faith shines through in what you do, and thank you for that, and we're praying for you." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much," because we
I
don't
always appreciate anyone that says we're praying for you, because we'll take it.
yeah, and that's
We will take it.
the ultimate, like, for a believer, for a Christian, that is the ultimate compliment for someone to say, your faith shines through in the work that you're doing. And
Yeah.
so,
Well, I'm sure y'all are seeing some of these articles too, but let me back up and tell you one of the things we're doing on That Sounds Fun this year is we're doing winter, spring, summer, fall. And y'all's show is coming out June 9th, so it's right as we're ending spring and going into summer. And what we have seen all spring is people keep talking about revival. And it's actually in the news right now where people are saying Gen Z is coming back to church like they never have before. So something is stirring. And in the midst of that stirring, you have a show like Hometown Takeover that I think has the same spiritual juice that some of these services at churches that are going on for 3 hours have. I think it's the same thing.
Maybe. I don't know. It's
That would be a huge compliment.
yeah.
But
I was just reading something about the UK that the UK's
Yes.
the Christian population is the largest it's been. It's growing and it's the largest it's been. And something I can't remember what the article was,
Yeah.
but it was interesting.
You're right. That's kind of the scuttle right now is what is God doing? And we see it across entertainment, right? Like The Chosen and House of David. And then y'all roll up. I know it's your third season, but Sebring, you guys, I'm telling you, I was like, this feels like the work of God. Will you back me up a little bit and tell me, why did you start doing Hometown Takeover? When did you switch from Hometown in Laurel, Mississippi to Hometown Takeover?
well, we're still Hometown
doing
is
Hometown.
9 seasons deep, but
Yep.
and that's our forever bread and butter. That is home. That's our stretchy pants.
Yeah, it's
I just
easy.
watched the one with the jewels, the hanging jewels that you had to
Yes.
remove, and you apologized to the city of Laurel about 8 times.
It was traumatic to take down Miss King's beaded curtain, but
Yes.
we got through it. We pushed through. Hometown feels like comfort food. It's so easy for us. It's our team we've always had doing the thing that we've always done. I would say the thing takeovers all seasons are the greatest test of our faith and our abilities.
Really?
We imagine going to a place you've never been in your life, away from your family. Well, we bring our family with us,
Back
but
up. Aaron and I are very, and I don't know what it's like where you live, but in our town, and we consider Mississippi to be our town, but
Yeah.
it's very easy, very comfortable for us. We know everybody. It's the Bible Belt. It's
get to pick our
easy.
girls up from Helen. We get to pick her up from school.
Yeah. And we know, like, right now, if a friend of ours was diagnosed with brain cancer, we would know who to call to get them in to see the best in Mississippi,
Yeah.
who could then either help them or send them on to the next.
Sure.
But to leave that and to go somewhere else.
For instance, season 1, Helen broke her leg, and my dad, who's been a doctor of physical therapy for 44 years at that point, wasn't with me to say, go here, see them, do this. It's just everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Yeah, season one was.
Season 2, we were terrified and we were like, we can't do this right now. We were there less. But this
Wow.
season in Sebring, we fully committed. We were there a whole lot and everything went right. And it was wonderful.
Wow.
It was really wonderful. But yeah, I mean, it tests you. It's
Yeah.
very, we were not, the only thing that didn't go right, our little one, our baby May, was not sleeping at all when we were in Sebring. So we were doing all of that work on absolutely no sleep.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yes.
But it was like season one, before it ever, we had a meeting and there was this producer and he had this idea and he told us about it and we were like, sounds great. Let's do it. There were more meetings where everybody was like, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be the best show ever. Let's announce it. So we announce it and it goes out. And then they said, we want you to move there for 6 months. And we were like, no, cancel the show. We're not doing that.
Can't do that.
We're not leaving our town for that long. And we, you
And
know,
they were like, okay, we'll figure out how to do it in 3 months. And we're like, no, you don't hear me. I cannot move. And
we have a life
I
here.
cannot
Like
do that.
we have grandparents and we
Like
have,
I wish them well.
support
I hope
system.
these small towns in America figure it out.
yeah.
But it won't because of us. Yeah.
It won't because I moved there.
And so we figured out this formula of doing it where we bring in people from other shows to help,
Yes.
which boosts their shows.
And we would come for a week there and then go home for 2 weeks, go back for another week, come home for 2 weeks. And we did that all of season 1 during COVID while I was pregnant.
Lord have mercy, Aaron. My
It
gosh.
was, When I tell you everything, like it was such a test. They rented a house for Aaron and
God
I
tested
for us to
us
stay in.
mightily.
And I had my old pickup truck there, and at one point we were loading it on a trailer, and the trailer broke, and my truck went through this house that we were renting. Like, I mean, it's like it
beautiful
was this
house.
beautiful house these people had built for their forever home. They were going to retire there, and my truck, like, it just destroyed half the house.
Worse was Ben thought that Helen was playing behind the trailer.
Yeah, so
Oh my
it's like
She had just been there, but
The
I had buckled her
scariest
into the car right before it happened.
Oh my
thing
gosh.
for a parent, is like
Yes.
my child has just been run over because of because of an accident that I had.
Sure.
And so there was that. Aaron's,
I found out I was pregnant there.
her face, but found out because her face was peeling off, which during, in our career is important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's
My
right.
face was just blistering and falling off. And my friend, who is an esthetician, was like, "Could you be pregnant?" And I was like, "No."
Oh my gosh.
And so I was pregnant and allergic to the face wash I had used my whole life all of a sudden. But anyway, it was traumatic.
COVID, that.
The fact that we made 2 more seasons after
Yes.
that is miraculous.
So why was it a yes after that? Why'd you keep saying yes?
Well, it was a no. We told the network, we're like, absolutely not. We're
I was
not
like,
doing
I
this.
can't ever do
Yeah.
it again. And
And
they
we
were
went
like,
round and round and round, and then they said, "What if we bring in Dave and Jenny to help you with it?" And we were like,
I trust them.
"Okay."
That feels okay.
It was a very like, I don't want to say yes right now, but you're not going to accept a no, so we will try this.
And we
Yeah.
won't be able to do a lot in Colorado. And they were like,
Yeah.
"That's okay. We'll have Dave and Jenny when you can't be there."
The first week that we were in Colorado, it was COVID. Still COVID, went on forever, and everyone was being so careful about, if you have COVID, don't come to work. But literally, if you have anything else, if you are dying from the flu, come to work. You got a stomach virus, bring it
That's
with
right. If you,
like it was so crazy because our director, Kirk, whom we love, got a terrible cold, but he kept testing negative for COVID.
Took us all
Yeah.
down.
It took the entire crew down, and we flew to Colorado. We get there.
I had no voice.
Erin's voice was like she could not even whisper.
Couldn't make a squeak. And we had like 1 week to film in Colorado.
And I looked at the director at one point, Brian, and I was like,
What do we do?
what are we going to do? And he was like, it is what it is. Like, we'll figure it out. And so we figured it out, and we made a show, and it was great
Yeah.
again.
And I think we did a lot of ADR once we got home, where I did
right.
to patch in. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like we were watching it, and we knew the scenes where she had no voice, and and then season 3 was again hesitant, and we were like, I don't know. It feels like everything is saying we shouldn't do
And
this.
then it was like the perfect team came together, and they were like, "What if we have your old director from the first few seasons of Hometown, and what if we had your old contractor who moved to Florida? He wants to do it." And we were like, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And also, we love Florida. Aaron and I love Florida.
Who doesn't love going to Florida?
Well,
In
certainly.
the
That's right.
springtime.
Yeah.
So that's what we
Yeah,
did.
Aaron, I saw you just post about y'all getting a place right near the place you grew up going all the time.
Yep. We
So
we
sweet.
did. It's been the best weekend.
That was her Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it came to Sebring, and you go, tell me about the first time y'all showed up. I mean, people probably knew who you were, but is that the first time you went when you were actually doing it, or did y'all get to scout it kind of undercover at all?
The team goes ahead of us and
Yeah.
does all that.
And we have meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting, and we
Yeah.
research it. The first thing that I learned of Sebring was the track is there. And
Yeah.
I called a friend who works with a NASCAR team, and I was like, hey, tell me about Sebring, Florida. And he said, yeah, we do our road test there, our road course training. And I said, yeah, but what about the town? And he was like, I don't think there's even a town there. I think it's just a track in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, there's definitely a town. We're fixing to be working there.
Yeah.
And he called me back. I was like, oh, there is a town. But we never go to the town. We just go to the track. And so when you see us driving through town, we had landed, we stayed in a town 20 minutes away.
This is the closest house we could find that
Yeah.
would fit our
Wow.
whole family and,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and nannies and grandparents.
grandmother.
Yeah.
And so we landed, we drove to the house. We got the girls set up, and then we went into town in the International they let me borrow, and it was like such a beautiful setting, and no one was on the streets, and it was a weird feeling, almost like a movie set.
Yeah.
When you know those exist across the country. So I live in Nashville, but I grew up in Atlanta and went to University of Georgia. So there are these towns driving from my hometown to my college town that look like that are just empty downtowns.
Yeah.
I mean, do y'all want to keep doing this? Do you see this vision of this continuing? Is this something that more places need than we realize?
I now have this like wish, this hope that we get to go somewhere in like the Rust Belt, somewhere in Michigan, somewhere colder.
Yeah.
We want to go where it's colder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I can imagine working in Sebring for 6 months, however long it was. It's hot.
Wetumpka, hot. Sebring, hot.
Colorado, hot.
Colorado
but
was
dry
like
hot.
100 degrees the time that we were there.
Well, I mean, Laurel, Mississippi, hot.
Hot.
All the time. We're
Always hot.
man. We just want to go somewhere cold. I literally don't care where.
But it is something that we really enjoy doing. We have reached a point, though, in our adult lives where we don't really plan anymore.
Yeah.
Because everything that we have planned
Never happened.
The
thing that did happen was way, way better
than what we had imagined. And so, like when in TV, the way it used to work, I have no idea how it works now, except for the way it works for our shows. But you get on a show and then they do a spinoff show, or you're a guest on this other show, or you do a competition show or something. So when Helen was born, I've always, like, my whole life, I grew up, I watched my family, like my dad was this big farmer, and he lost everything at one point. And then he built his empire back, and then he became a minister, and we lost everything again. But the first time it was taken, and the second time he just let go of it. And so for me, like, my whole life, even after we got married, I was never worried about financial stability or what, because like everything's going to be okay. I've seen it. I know how it, I've read the book.
Wow.
And so until Helen was born, and when Helen was born, suddenly it was like, oh shoot, if something really bad happens, I've got this little girl now that I've got to take care of. And so we went to the network and we were like, hey, we would be open to doing another show of some kind. And in our minds, I think that we were probably thinking like some kind of a typical show that you might see. And so when they came to us about this idea of renovating an entire town, it was totally different from anything that we had ever thought of, and felt wonderful. Like, this is a beautiful story. This is so much better than what we thought might happen. Yeah. And so, we're kind of, Erin was going to be a book jacket designer or a magazine editor.
That was my wish.
And I was going to be a politician, and thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's crazy.
So I don't know.
Now-
We'll do more takeovers, maybe.
I'm not saying this is the Holy Spirit, so this is not me prophesying over y'all, but I'll tell you what I thought on Saturday. I was sitting there and I was watching the last episode, and I thought, what if they get to do all 50 states? What if they get to do I know, Erin, I'm not putting that on you. I'm not putting it on you. I'm just saying, I thought, man, what would happen to our country because the other thing that happened in Sebring is the town started caring when y'all started caring.
Yeah.
And that's across, so that's every
We see that
town,
happen.
including Laurel. Like, and in Laurel, it's weird because it's on such a larger, because we've done so many. But if we do a house, then the people next door start fixing up their house, and they start just cleaning up a little bit. And so, and then it's funny because Laurel has never been, like, my parents talk about, my dad was a farmer, and so Laurel's an industrial town. You'd come here to get things fixed. You didn't come here to do anything else. You came here to get stuff worked on, and then you went home. And so for them, it's fascinating or crazy that people are traveling from all over to see
Yeah.
Laurel. And this weird thing has happened. People used to say, when they would, like, if they're traveling for work, they'd say, where are you from? And people from Laurel would say, well, I'm from outside of Hattiesburg. And now they're very proud to say, well, I'm from Laurel.
Yes.
And yeah,
Yes.
it's the town where the show is.
Well, I wrote down a quote. Are you ready? From Miss Lucy from that episode I watched. Because again, remember, my brain is already convinced y'all are like the best pastors that aren't pastoring right now. So my brain is all the way in like the spiritual work y'all are doing. And she says, what y'all have done for Laurel, we remember this town that you have helped recreate with your partners. She says, but we remember that as children, and it was gone for so long, but now it's back. And we are so glad to be a part of Laurel again. And so it's what you were just saying, Ben, when Miss Lucy said that. Not only is she saying thanks for what you're doing, but she's saying now we are glad we're here too.
Yeah.
And so so I text my family and I say, have y'all watched this Hometown Takeover? And my sister says, do you remember I drove to Laurel? I spent 3 days in Laurel. This thing that was in your Christmas gift was from y'all's shop.
Yeah.
Isn't that sweet? And so talk to me. I just would like you to tell me whatever you want to about your prayer lives about all this. Like, what are you praying when they call and offer you Hometown Takeover? What are you praying when you're getting to a house for the first time? When you go to the King house, are you going, God, show us something? Or did you pray that morning? Tell me about your prayer lives.
I pray for work. I'm praying, give us endurance, give us endurance, give us endurance. That's all I got. I mostly pray about my girls.
Yeah,
I very
'cause,
rarely
like,
pray about work.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that we have Erin especially she's a very focused worker. I'm a little more loosey goosey. And so we've both though have shifted our focus to the girls completely, which is something that is crazy, because neither one of us were like, we weren't looking to have kids. Like, it was not it's not that we didn't want kids. It was
I
just,
wanted to, but I was scared.
yeah. And I was of the mindset, I grew up with 3 brothers. I have lots of nieces and nephews. If you want to, great. If you don't, we'll be good. But I cannot imagine I can't imagine a second that they don't exist. And, they existed all this time. It's crazy. So, endurance is
the thing we pray for about work, or at least me. I don't know what you pray for privately about work.
about work. It's just that if I'm always our production company.
I often pray that God will let us know if this is the path to
Yes.
keep going down.
That's what I was about to say. That RTR, the company that makes the show, they're very I wish that everyone could have an RTR in their lives when they start down this path. In the beginning with us, they were very much, this could all be over tomorrow, so just have fun.
It probably none of this will get picked up. Probably
It probably won't make it to TV, which was very we thought oh, we're filming a show, it'll be on TV, our family will see it. And they were like,
Yeah.
no, a lot of shows get made that never make it to the big screen. So we were very okay, this could end tomorrow. And we're still, we're in season 9 or 10.
I don't know what they call it. We know what we're filming
On paper,
9,
it's 9.
but people think they're watching season 9 right now for some reason.
And
Yeah, it does on HBO Max. It does say 9.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
it's
to tell you.
mislabeled. We don't know why. No one knows how to fix it. It is what it is.
Yeah, it happened. They split a
years ago?
season. They did a season 7A and 7B, and it messed up
It
everything.
was 7, then it was 8.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we are, and I think that I know that I am, and I feel like you are too. We've talked about this, that we're both always expecting
The road to turn.
this is going to end.
Because that's what it was. That's how this all started. Maybe you don't know all that, but I owned a wedding stationery company, and he was a youth minister. And when it was ending his time, he was a youth minister for 10 years, and he just felt like it was ending soon. And when you're a pastor's son,
It's very difficult.
it was a really hard thing for him to accept and to navigate. And then the day he turned in his resignation, and that 5 hours later, we got a message from HGTV asking if we'd ever thought about
No way.
the show. Yeah. And it didn't feel like we were going to make a show. It just felt like an affirmation that you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
There's
you're
something
doing the
out
right
there.
thing. And it's like God was saying, I'm going to reveal it. Just know that you're going to be okay. And that's kind of where we've been through this is we have no idea what's going to happen. It could be over tomorrow. So let's just have fun with it and do what we can. But once I became a father, you start like the what if is always scary. So I pray like that whatever it is, if this is coming to an end, please give me something to know what to do next.
It's the number one show on the network, and we pray, if this is ending,
Yeah.
please tell us
Because, I mean,
which
Well, it
way.
just shows how open-handed you are. It just shows that you're like, God can turn a page when he wants to turn. Like,
Absolutely.
worldly success does not determine God's plan.
Absolutely. Erin's stationery company was internationally successful. People on every continent except for Antarctica had
Lucky
Luck stationery.
Yeah.
And so for that to come to an end and for a preacher's kid to end in youth ministry feels very like anything is possible in a career. Anything, as far as that goes, is what you do for a living could end tomorrow. In the same way, like I watched my dad, build up this mecca or this massive farm and lose it. And then also build a trucking industry, a trucking company, and walk away from it.
That sounds fun.
Hey, friend, just interrupting this conversation to tell you about one of our incredible partners, Our Place. Okay, friends, I don't cook very much, but when I do, I'm using Our Place's pots and pans that I have fallen in love with. Did you know that a ton of cookware out there is made with forever chemicals? Yeah, that's a no for me. I care about what I'm putting in my body, and I am not interested in getting chemicals in my food. That's why I've been loving Our Place. Their cookware is so dreamy, like truly beautiful pieces you'll want to leave out on your stove. But even better, they're nonstick, super easy to clean, and totally free from toxins. If you've been thinking about upgrading your kitchen game, their 4-piece cookware set is the perfect place to start. You save $150 when you grab the bundle. So stop cooking with toxic cookware and upgrade to Our Place today. Visit FromOurPlace.com/TSF, like that sounds fun, and use the code TSF for 10% off site-wide. With a 100-day risk-free trial, free shipping, and returns, you can experience this game-changing cookware with zero risk. And I have another incredible partner I get to tell you about. I love my little morning routine, and I'm intentional about it because I want to feel the most energized for the day. I always drink AG1 while I wait for my tea to steep. I mix 1 scoop with really cold water, add a hydration multiplier every morning, and I am good to go. And now AG1 has leveled up even more with their AG1 Next Gen. This upgraded formula has been clinically shown to increase healthy gut bacteria by 10 times, all for the same price of less than $3 a day. It's still the same 1 scoop once a day ritual I love, but now it's packed with even more upgraded vitamins, minerals, and probiotics. They've done 4 clinical trials and a whole lot of science to make something great even better. Now clinically backed with an upgraded formula, this is the perfect time to try AG1 if you haven't yet. I've been drinking AG1 for at least 2 years now. I am so happy to be partnered with them. So subscribe today to get the next gen of AG1 for less than $3 a day. If you use my link, you'll also get a free gift with your first order. So make sure you check out drinkag1.com/soundsfun. Okay, now back to our conversation with Ben and Erin.
That sounds fun.
It's such a gift when we're thinking about, since we're working seasonally on That Sounds Fun, thinking about going from spring to summer. It feels like y'all's mindset, correct me if I'm hearing this wrong, but your mindset is we don't ever know when we're going from season to season. We're just available to it.
Yep.
If you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes
It'll change.
because it'll
Right.
change.
Yeah. I don't know what'll happen. And I just can't think about that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It just feels like y'all, it's really inspirational is a cheesy word, but it's inspirational to listen to you because so many of us, me and our friends listening, are going through, is this going to work? Is this thing going to work? And y'all's stance is, yeah, we don't know. We're just having a great time while we're doing it. And then if God changes the story, that means there's something good on the new page of the story that he's turning us to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up to this point.
How'd you get there?
everything
How do you not stress?
Because things are really
is your blog is why.
yeah. Yeah, I did. I wrote a journal every day for 10 years. I started in 2010. No, I wrote for 8 years. Every single day. I never missed a single day in 8 years writing about the best thing that happened every day because I am such an anxious worrier. I could worry professionally. Someone could pay me a salary for the way I worry, and it would be a good salary too because I'm very good at it.
The best.
The best. And I wrote this blog, this journal.
It's funny though, because now you used to worry about the big stuff, and now you worry about the little stuff.
We gotta worry about something.
You got to worry about
I
something.
gotta worry about something, Ben. But I wrote every day about the best thing that happened. And so training myself to do that, even on the days when somebody died, I had to write about something that was great about that day. And it helped. It helped a lot. Right now, we're getting ready to take a trip to Scotland in July to study his family heritage. And I am absolutely terrified. Like, I have so much anxiety about crossing an ocean with my children that I can't even think about it. I have to I'm dissociating from it.
Yes.
Because I can't let myself think about all the things that can go wrong. I could list at least 20 things right now if you want to hear what I think could go wrong.
And they're not big things. Is the funny thing is like
No, they're totally big things.
What
What if
if
you cross an
Helen's-
ocean and you break your leg? Who we calling? Where are we going? What if you cross the
Okay,
ocean?
here's the good news. I used to live in Scotland. So I have
Really?
friends for you. Yes. I have
I'm
everything
not
you need
kidding.
in Scotland.
When I tell you that, I want you to tell me anybody do you have a friend who's a doctor in Scotland? Because that's a big worry for me.
No, but I can get you to doctors. Also,
Okay.
remember in Scotland, it's free healthcare.
free healthcare.
Everyone
So you can go, you can walk in anywhere you want, and they're all
What?
great.
What do we do if I cross the ocean and something happens to my parents while I'm over there?
You'll go back. You'll get right on the
just
next plane and
go
go
back.
back. Yeah, you just
You
go back.
and you'll just be
There-
home
there's
in
out
12
of
hours.
Edinburgh. There's 2 planes a day that'll take you back to America.
Okay.
Where'd you stay
So-
in Scotland?
I
Where
lived
did
in
you
Edinburgh.
live?
In Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
we're-
was there. Yeah, but is that where y'all are going? Where are your people, Scott?
We'll be
from,
there
Ben?
for 3
Edinburgh.
days.
So we're doing Edinburgh. Then we're going to Dunnet Head up on the north
The very
coast.
top.
And that's another thing that she's really worried about because
Is
it's very
driving for
rural.
5 hours
Oh
through
yeah,
very
the
rural
driving.
Scotland where you've never driven a car on the wrong side of the road. And
But
you're like,
remember that there are very few other cars you're going to interact with. So you can drive. You're on the wrong side of the street, but you're the only one there. So you can technically drive down the middle until you see somebody else.
I hope that's the truth, Annie. I really
And
hope.
you're going the whole country. You can literally do the whole country in 5 hours. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You're going to see more greens than you've ever seen in your life.
Okay, we've driven to Nashville with the kids, and that's like 6 hours, and we did that.
And it was great.
It
Yeah.
was totally fine.
Well, I can get my email and phone number, everything to your assistant after this, and anything I can do to help you.
Okay.
It's the best. You're
You
going to
can
love
just-
it. They
you can
speak
just
English.
Get my whole phone number and text me,
Yes.
Annie. Tell
That's
me what
it.
I need
They
to know
speak
about
English.
Scotland.
There's
I'm
Subway
terrified.
if you're hungry. I mean, honestly, the world has gotten so small between English-speaking countries that you will understand everything. You'll know how to do everything. Your credit card works everywhere. Your phone's going to work the whole time. It's
What
awesome.
will my 4-year-old eat?
Chicken tenders.
Oh, listen, Also, at every fish and chip shop, they do a fried Mars bar, like a fried Snickers, and it
Okay,
is
I heard someone
so
else talking about
Our
that.
friend Hillary said the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Hillary was just talking about it.
It is the most random, delicious treat. You don't want one every day, but you want one while you're there.
Very South Mississippi.
I was going to say it's very Georgia, Mississippi fried
Totally.
candy bars.
And are y'all planning on doing the castle, the Edinburgh Castle?
We're staying in a castle in Dunnet Head.
Yeah, but we'll do the Edinburgh Castle.
Yeah, it's worth the money because the Scottish royal crown is there, the Scottish royal jewels.
Oh,
And so it's
cool.
worth going in and seeing what like Queen Elizabeth wore when she was in Edinburgh. And so whenever they come to Scotland, they have a whole different crown and a whole different set of jewels that they wear. It's very cool. Erin, I got you, girl. I'm about to hook you
It's
up,
gonna
my
be
friend.
totally
I'm about to
fun,
tell you.
right?
Yeah. It's
Oh
gonna
my
be great.
gosh, you are going to be
Survive.
like, cancel my flight home. Can
And if
we do
it's not-
hometown takeover Scotland?
Okay.
And if it's not okay, it'll still be okay.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, listen, you're going to love it. I promise. Okay, so my other question that I want to get out and hear your thoughts on, you mentioned it a little bit ago, Ben, but you bring in these other hosts from other shows. Mm-hmm. I mean, that feels really generous in a world that would tell you if
Don't
you
share.
share your audience, you lose your audience. If
Look,
you tell people to go watch
two-
another show,
Season
not gonna watch
2,
your
I
show.
told them to let them have it. I was like, we don't want to do this.
I can't do it.
It scared
Yes.
us. Season 1 scared us so bad that I was like, we will hand the reins over to someone else. That's how much we were so afraid of doing it.
Yes.
And with season 1, like letting other people come in and make decisions and do things, it was literally the only way.
But that's what, when we leave this town's going to run it all. I mean, us making decisions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. Like with the show, like Erin has this incredible team of designers that help her. We have this incredible team of contractors and woodworkers who help us do this show because it's impossible to do it at the rate that we're doing it. Season 1, it was very hands-on. You know, I mean, like we filmed so much, but we were younger and we didn't have kids, and it was real easy to be there
Of
and
hometown,
for
not
hometown.
takeover.
Yeah, not takeover for hometown. And so, like season 1, we were doing almost everything. We had help, but it was a ton of it was falling on us. And every year we have figured out ways to
Work smarter, not harder.
to work smarter and not harder. And then when Helen came along, it was like, okay, we have to totally change the way we're doing this. And then
This is something I've talked about with so Andy, our friend that we have in common. They have good friends, Clay and Carrie, and something Carrie and I have talked about a lot since they had a baby was like, once that baby's born, work doesn't matter. Like I still have to go and I love my job. It's wonderful, but it's not. And now I know what really matters. I thought work was everything. Turns out it's
I'm not married yet and I don't have kids. And so I deal with this feeling all the time of like, I think this might be too important because I don't have something else.
But it's like, once it happens, it's just like, I hope the very best for everything that happens.
but at the end of the day, we still have bedtime, bath time, supper time.
I gotta think, I'm thinking about that way more than I'm thinking
right.
about work. And
That's right.
that's kind of like all consuming in this season of our life. Having young children is all consuming.
Which is interesting. So Aaron's OBGYN goes to church with us, and he's this wonderful man, amazing. And before we had kids, Erin was talking with him, and she was terrified of having kids because she was worried about what might happen.
All the worst things you
There
can
could be a
imagine.
pattern there. I don't know. But he was like, well, whether you're ready to or not, when it happens, it will be all consuming, and there will be nothing you can do about that because that's the way that we're wired. And it's true. Like the moment, like I've never had anxiety really. Like I've never worried about what's around the corner or what's happening. I live in the moment and I love it. So great. But if you have a first grader who's having a bad week at school and you're worried about, like you drop them off and you're like, what is going to happen when we get home from school? How is the day going to be? Is she going to have a good day? I hope so. Gosh, I don't know what's going on. I wish I could be there with her to do it. So I get it.
Yes.
But yeah, it's, I have no idea where we were going from
I don't know. I don't know what question
great.
you asked.
No,
We
I love it.
derailed.
Your brain is always with them in
Yeah.
some way, no matter where you are. Now a part of you is always at school or at daycare or wherever they are. Yeah.
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 I believe that. Will you run out of Laurel houses? Will you have to, like, I'm thinking about with your kids, like, are y'all going to have to expand and go, okay, kids, we're all going 20 minutes west for 6 months?
We do go 20 minutes west. Right now, we do in Laurel and the surrounding area. So I
Today-
think we could do this until we retire.
Well, and Laurel, it's a little camera trick because
It looks very small
it
on
looks
TV.
very small, and it is compared to Nashville, or because like you have Laurel, and then once you get outside of Laurel, there's not really anything until you get to Hattiesburg, or Meridian, or Jackson. But Laurel it peaked in the 70s with 65,000 people. Right now we have close to 19,000. So you have entire neighborhoods that we're just starting to scratch the surface of that, that are filled with like these post-war cottages that are amazing, or these 60s and 70s ranches that feel totally different from the houses that we've been doing. So in a way, Laurel is it's maybe not the only place, but for us, it's the only place that we could make hometown, because
Super diverse architecturally.
super diverse architecturally with different challenges, which makes for great TV. And
Yep.
so we could do it. We could do it here as long. And then also there's things like my brother Jesse. This is an inside secret that you're fixing to find out right here. So we did their house season 5. He and his wife had just gotten married. They bought a house. We're going to renovate it.
We found out we were pregnant at the same time
They both found out they were pregnant.
while we were doing their house.
And so it was this cute little newlywed cottage. Their baby comes along. They immediately get pregnant again. He comes along. They immediately got pregnant again. And so now
They've outgrown that house.
this cute little newlywed cottage that's right smack dab in the historic district suddenly, being right in the middle of everything is a little bit stressful for a young mother. And being such tight quarters is a little bit nerve wracking when you've got a stay at home mom who cooks every meal at home. And so they just bought a house that's out in the county.
And we're working on it. And it's totally different in every way. It looks nothing
everything
like
about
the
it
old
is
house.
different.
It's bigger. It's
Yeah.
just worse in every way.
Yeah.
It's a terrible house, but we're
It's going to be
gonna
amazing.
make it
Are
really
y'all
good.
all, when you think of your brother, when you think of your girls, are y'all all, do you hope all the kids stay in Laurel?
Yes, that's the point of
That's
all
the whole
this.
point of
Yeah.
hometown. For
Not
us,
that not that HGTV is aware of that.
we've tricked HGTV into helping us keep our children here.
We just want them to think Laurel's cool. We want them to come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
I want them
was
to go
that
see the world, but I want them to come home.
Erin grew up here in Laurel, and like her mom participated in everything and took Erin with her. So festivals in the park and Heritage Day in downtown, and which it used to be called Main Street Festival or something, which is now Loblolly Festival. So all these things that Erin would do in the local theater program, and it just it was like when Erin finished college, the lights in Laurel had just gotten a little bit dim, and she wanted it to be bright again, and we both did. And so when we moved back here and we started having kids, and really before we started having kids, because we all knew like one day we're not going to be newlyweds, we're going to have families and we're going to have children, and we want those children to grow up in a magical place and love it and want to come back. So
That's the point of all this.
Yeah. I think that's a through line that probably has some exclamation points behind it now with the girls.
Yeah.
Like just hearing how much that the girls have shifted y'all's focus, and yet it is still about Laurel because you're building it for them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's
That's so cool.
Not just us either, all of our friends from
Yeah.
college. We all came home, and then Laurel Main Street became so big. It was very small when we first came home from college, and now they don't even need us anymore. They have so many volunteers. It's just
But it is.
amazing.
It's also. The show is such a great teaching tool for our girls, because like with Hometown Takeover and Hometown, you see these sad old houses that we're working on. Our girls call them sad old hometown houses. And it's this like nothing is beyond salvation. Nothing is beyond being fixed. And that is just the ultimate tool.
Which goes with there's nothing you can ever do that will make us not love you. We have that conversation a lot.
Constantly. And that's, I think, maybe the greatest thing you can teach a child.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, friends, just interrupting this conversation one more time to tell you about one of our incredible partners, Hiya Health. I know summer means a little more time for popsicles and pizza for my mini BFFs, me too, but Hiya Health's got the vitamins and greens they'll actually like that helps them get nutrition they need throughout their day. Hiya's children's vitamins are pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies. They're supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals, so that's a great way to get your nutritional start. And if you are tired of trying to convince them to try their greens, Hiya now has Kids Daily Greens Plus Superfoods, which is a chocolate-flavored greens powder designed specifically for kids. I was on FaceTime with my nephew Sammy recently when he drank it, and he gave it, and I quote, 16 thumbs up. The Kids Daily Greens Plus Superfoods is packed with 55 plus whole food ingredients. You just scoop, shake, and sip it with milk or any non-dairy beverage for a delicious and nutritious boost your kids will actually enjoy. We've worked out a special deal with Hiya. My friends get their best-selling children's vitamin 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you got to go to hiyahealth.com/thatsoundsfun. Again, that's hiyahealth.com/thatsoundsfun and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. And now back to finish up our conversation with Ben and Erin.
That sounds fun.
So listening to us today is a lot of people, not everyone's a believer, but a handful of us are. Probably the majority of our listeners know Jesus in some way or another. So if you want all them today as they're listening, just to I'll take time and pray for Ben and Erin today. What else would you want them to pray?
For sleep.
Okay.
Where do those die?
So
Yeah.
I have, since Helen was born, and I set myself up for this. My friends used to say that I was setting myself up for failure with Erin because I would
He's over the top.
over the top with every celebration. And when Helen was born, I told Erin, I was like, when she calls out, I will get up and get her. And then because Erin was like, I really want to handle the feedings. I want to do this.
Yeah.
And so I said, I will go and get her. I'll bring her to you. You feed her. I'll change her, lay her down. And then
still changing.
fast forward, she's 7.5. And the other night, Friday night, she called out at 2:30 in the morning. She said, Daddy, I need you. And I'm there.
I bet.
He never goes back to sleep.
But now I'm at the age where, if something
too
wakes
old.
me up, that's it.
You're up.
I'm up. And so from 2:30, we were up. And
that
we're at
leg she broke in Wetumpka.
Yes.
When
Uh-huh.
bad weather
It's how
is
we knew the
coming.
weather was getting bad.
When bad weather's coming, her leg hurts. And she woke up, the broken leg was hurting. And we're like, huh? And we looked and we're like, oh gosh,
There's a tornado in Pensacola right now. It was
It got
crazy.
really, really bad. Really bad weather. Anyway.
And we would
but
not have known.
We're not sleeping a lot.
Right.
If anyone wakes up, we're up. So pray for
Yeah.
rest.
But it's also
Please.
this, I tell Erin all the time, one day she's not going to call me, and then it
That's
will
it.
just be the end of the world,
It'll be
and
devastating.
it'll be over, and it'll be sadness and darkness all the time. And
I
I'm not ready
have
for
one
it.
nephew and he's 4, and we FaceTime every morning on my when I'm getting ready, and it has kind of messed up my morning rhythms. And I'm like,
Yes.
hey, guess what? He'll be 11 before I know it, and he will not want to talk to me every morning before school. I can read my
know.
Bible every morning when he's 11.
Yes.
When he's 4 and wants to talk to me in the morning, he's gonna win because that's not good. Babies don't keep, right?
Yeah.
yeah, God, they don't.
That's it.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think pray for rest. Is
And discernment for us to know the right way. We get asked to do a lot of things, go a lot of places,
sure.
talk to a lot of people, do a lot of things. And you never know if you're doing the right thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do deeply appreciate y'all saying yes to this. It is such a gift to get to have y'all on the
Everybody
podcast.
listens to this podcast.
Yeah,
I'm a little
everybody was
intimidated.
like,
everybody.
you have to do Annie's podcast.
I want to be transparent with you and tell you that
We don't
we
listen
don't
to
listen
podcasts.
to any podcast. I've never listened to a podcast. So
And it's not that we don't like them; it's that we just
it's a
don't have time
issue,
because,
and we're
No,
never
you don't.
in a car, for a long distance. So
I'm not offended.
Look.
Our friendship will survive this.
I'm sorry.
we're
we also
doing
don't
all
watch
these-
TV, and we make it.
Don't tell our
Right.
bosses that. But we're doing these podcast interviews. So the reason I posted that was my brother, who's a truck driver, was like, "You're always trying to go on these daytime shows," and he's like, "Those of us who are out here working for a living, we don't have time to watch those. We're listening to podcasts."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay. So I'll see if we can get on some podcasts." And here we are.
That day when you posted it, it was like someone had proposed to me on the internet was the response to me. I was like, "This is coming from okay. Yes, I want to have Ben in it. Are you kidding? Of course I'll have them." It was like people thought that between you guys and me, we decided to not do it until they got involved. Like that we had made a choice. And now that the audience, yeah. So we've made a lot of people happy today, but including me, because I just am so thankful to get to tell y'all what gospel work you're doing, and that it winks, every episode winks to those of us who are doing gospel work and says like, man, God is working in every arena right now. He has not left any arena alone. And so it's really neat to see what he's doing through y'all.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean it. Okay, the last question we always ask, because the show is called That Sounds Fun, tell me what y'all do for fun.
What do we do for fun? We work in the garden a lot lately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we do anything fun? I love going for walks.
But you don't.
That sounds fun.
But you
That
don't.
does sound fun.
I love to walk. Not like super hard for exercise, but just stroll really.
But we don't have time for that. Right now,
I didn't know this would be a question.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cause an existential crisis.
It's okay. Are we fun?
So I put in a really cheap projector and movie
that is
screen
fun. When
in
it's
our
bad
house.
weather, if it's rainy, and our
Or
basement.
like on a weekend.
Yeah, but our basement is like, we have a basement. How many people have a basement?
In Mississippi.
In Mississippi, it's
Nobody
not
does.
a thing you can have because of the water table and all that. So anyway,
Our house is on top of a
made
hill.
the basement into like fun world because I am terrified of tornadoes and I have been since I was a little child. We don't want the girls to be scared of that. And so that room is just, it's like swings and art and craft tables. And he's got a pull down movie screen and he's been buying DVDs on eBay for 25 cents each for like 2 years. So it's like Blockbuster in there.
Yeah.
And we mostly watch Rocky 4 a lot.
Okay, sure. Listen, take your mind off a tornado. I'm fine with it. Put
girls
whatever DVD you need in
love
there.
it. They love Rocky 4.
Rocky 1 is too slow for them.
Oh my
And-
gosh, not enough punching.
No.
Yeah.
Rocky 4, the action never stops.
Yeah, they love it.
Y'all, I've never seen Rocky 4. Now I need to if that's what the girls are about. I know I've never seen that one.
Tonight.
Sorry. I know. I will get on it.
Like
I will get
Rocky
on it. I'll
1
find it.
is
It's all like 1980s, we hate Russia.
Uh-huh. Right.
Rocky-
Right. I got to get about that.
Rocky
Okay.
is very like indie. The first one, it's very indie, a beautiful movie, well made, like so cool. And then like every one since then, they get a little more mainstream.
Theatrical.
Okay. A little more theatrical.
So you can imagine.
Okay, so I should just go with 4. That's where I should go next.
4.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Okay.
But I mean, it's really like if you watch all of them, even the new ones, like the new, like the one that's
They're
just
real
called
good.
like Rocky Balboa, great movie.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
Okay.
that's
and
not what
then-
Annie wanted to know.
I know,
though.
but that's what we do. So
No,
we
I'm
get on
in.
there and watch.
We have
watch
movie
movies in the basement
every now and then.
and
I make popcorn
we watch and we work in the garden.
and we try to stroll a little bit. There we go.
You have dreams of strolling, it sounds like.
Yeah,
You've got real
sometimes
hopes
I
and
do.
dreams about strolling.
I got a weighted vest and I stroll in it sometimes.
Same. What weight did you do? I did 12. I think
it's
I need to
12.
do
I think
20.
I got 12. Does
Yeah,
yours
12.
smell like gasoline?
It
like
smelled so
diesel
weird when I
fuel?
opened it. Yes. Yes. Also, how did someone convince us we all had to have a weighted vest? How did they do it?
I've
The
never heard
marketing
of
is
this.
amazing, isn't it? Ben
The marketing's
got
of
this.
everywhere
she had
here
done
that
it
you
for me.
walk.
So we have a home gym that I built in the barn because
Yeah.
From people's COVID leftovers.
So
he did it for
during
like
COVID,
$1,000.
everybody, built a home gym. And then when COVID
Yeah.
was over and you could go back to the gym, they started selling it all on
You
Marketplace.
just piecemealed it.
I did. And so we have this gym barn in this gym in the barn. And then Erin bought a treadmill, and then she bought this weighted. And I opened it. I was like, "What am I?"
Girl,
This
I
won't
was
fit
watching
me.
The Crown. I was power walking at 6
That's right.
a.m. in my vest.
I do like what it does to my posture.
like gasoline.
Yeah, it does.
I've still not smelled it.
You can when you
If
get
you
home.
check it out next time you're over there. It
give
is
it a
interesting. Every woman anywhere close to perimenopause has got one. It is the hottest thing to buy right now. Anybody in their 30s and 40s has got one.
Emily, who just walked through, wears hers every morning. She walks 2 miles.
We all have them. I'm telling you, I go on walks and I'm like, my whole neighborhood, we're all the same age because we are all wearing that black weighted vest.
We're so basic.
I hope those people get a beach house. We're so basic. We are super basic, you and I. That is the truth. All right, y'all. Thanks for making time to do this. I really appreciate it.
This was
you.
fun.
It was.
And it sounded
What a treat.
fun.
Oh, you guys, aren't they awesome? Exactly who we hope they would be. Those are my favorite guests. My favorite guests are the ones where we see them in their books or on their shows or on stage, and we go, I hope they really like that. And by gosh, if Ben and Erin aren't just who we hope they would be. That is a fun conversation. Okay, if you've never watched an episode of Hometown or Hometown Takeover, I need you to go watch. You've got to go watch, particularly the Hometown Takeover about Sebring, Florida. It'll get you in a revival state of mind, you guys. Make sure you're following Ben and Erin on social media. Please tell them thank you for being on the show. It was really kind of them to take time to do this. If you love this episode and you kind of like this genre, looking for another one with some HGTV stars, you can go back and listen to our TSF couples episode from 2019 with the stars of Flip or Flop Atlanta, some of my college besties, Ken and Anita Corsini. I think you'll really be moved by their story. If you have any questions from this episode, drop them in the Q&A box on your Spotify app if you're a Spotify listener, or send them to us on Instagram at That Sounds Fun Podcast, and we'll try to answer them there. If you need anything else from me, you know I'm embarrassingly easy to find. Annie F. Downs on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere you need me, that's where you can find me. And I think that's it for me today, friends. Go out or stay home, do something that sounds fun to you, and I will do the same. Today, what sounds fun to me, well, I just got to New York, so I gotta go get my groceries. It sounds fun to go get my groceries. Y'all have a great week. We'll see you back here on Monday with none other than the Prince himself, Craig, we call him Craigles, Craig Thompson, former, future, always member of the AFD Inc. staff. We're talking to him about transitioning seasons. I think y'all are going to be really moved by him and his wife's courage and decision-making, and they have a special announcement. So, okay, we'll see y'all back here on Monday.
That sounds fun.
That sounds fun.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Check 1, 2 on the microphone. Annie F. Downs in your car to your home. Every week it's something new. A deep talk or an interview. She'll make you laugh, she'll make you cry. When it's dark out, she's a light. When you're down, get you feeling right. Oh man, that sounds fun.
That sounds fun.
That sounds fun.